What up, guys? So, this is going to be a fun one today because I wanted to get into, in my opinion, and a lot of other people's opinion, one of the best mixed martial artists in the game today. I was watching the Jake Paul Tyson fight the other day, and honestly, I'm not really into boxing that much, but I love UFC, especially back in the day. I was a huge UFC fan. And one of the greatest competitors in the UFC, Jon Bones Jones. He has had quite the career in mixed martial arts. And I just kind of wanted to get into some of the highlights of his fights, why I think he's one of the greatest, his record, some of the controversies that are involved with directly with the UFC and stuff, and yeah, just why I think he's one of the best in the world, dude. So he just barely had a fight defending his he is the UFC heavyweight champion currently, and he just had a bout with Stipe Miocic? Yeah. Ha! Yeah, it was, dude. Shit. Well, he's just had so many fights, dude. I forgot how many fights. He's taken on so many legends over the years. But yeah, the last one was UFC 309. And he took on, again, one of the greatest to defend his belt against Stipe Miocic. Check this fight out.
It's been a fake, I've been posted in my dungeon, got the tools to make you vanish, I've been itching for destruction, I might take over the planet.
Dude, just hit him with that spinning back kick, just fucked him up real good, and then finished him off on the ground. Most of his fights, so his record is 28 wins, 1 loss, and 11 of those wins are by knockout or TKO, and 7 of them are by submission. And again, I think that's why he is one of the greatest mixed martial artists out there, is because he has such a diverse style. He's able to take it anywhere in the fight. He's really good at striking, punches, kicks, elbows. And then on his ground game with jiu-jitsu and submissions and wrestling, he's awesome on the ground too. He's able to defend himself and be on the offensive anywhere that the fight goes. So he's a really tough opponent for a lot of these fighters. He also, as you'll see in some of these highlight clips that I put together, he has a really unorthodox, unique kind of style that is kind of hard to train for. Because, I mean, you can train with people, and a lot of times they try to get, when they're training, like somebody with a similar type of style so they know what to expect in the real fight. But with someone like Jon Jones, I mean, you can try to do that, but it's going to be so tough to get somebody who can actually match what the fuck is going to happen in the fight. So, just to go through them, I mean, he had some stupid, dude. I had to switch out. I was using my gimbal, but right after I first got it, a kid ran it over with his RC car at the skate park, so it's been a little fucked up ever since. So that's cool. But, anyway, just to go through some of the fights, I mean, he had some matches with some dudes before he got to the UFC, but once he got into the UFC and into the Ultimate Fighter, I mean, he started fighting with Andre Guzmão.
An excellent wrestler. The first time we saw Jon Jones, he's only fought one time in the UFC, and he looked outstanding against Andre Guzmão. He showed some really, not just great wrestling, but
Stephan Bonnar.
American Psycho Stephan Bonnar, much more experience than Jon. Oh, unbelievable! This Bonnar went down hard. Man,
And he rocked him with that spinning back fist. The sky is the limit for unbeaten Johnny Bones Jones. He has to have impressed everyone in attendance.
Matt Hamill.
Stopping the fight, that's not going to work.
Good elbow just glanced over the forehead of Hamill.
Hamill has tremendous heart, and he will take these shots.
Always
right
the
now,
underdog.
he's blocking them.
Yep.
He's doing a good job.
Big elbows.
No, you can't do 12 to 6.
Stand up.
The up to down elbow from 12 o'clock to 6 o'clock is illegal.
1 point. Downward.
As I went over his record, he has 28 wins, 1 loss. That 1 loss, that was Matt Hamill. And he was beating him in the fight. So another reason why he's one of the greatest is because that's his only loss. And it was a loss because of dequalification. They could have just taken a point away or whatever and just said, don't do that again. But they dequalified him because he was doing the 12 to 6 elbows, which is just the elbow coming down from 12 to 6 o'clock. That's illegal in the UFC. And even Joe Rogan went on to say that the only reason that it's illegal is because like one of the dudes that was on the commission was watching ice breaking videos. And in the ice breaking videos, the dudes are breaking it by doing a 12 to 6 elbow. And so the guy was like, oh, this is too dangerous to be in the UFC. We should make it illegal. And so they did, which is so fucking dumb. Why is that any different than a fucking elbow coming from the side? It's an elbow coming to your face, dude. It's not gonna... Come on. But, so that fight with Matt Hamill, that's why he lost. And he went on to fight Brandon Vera, Vladimir Matyushenko, Ryan Bader.
Contender for supremacy at 205. It's all over! It's all over! John Jones chokes out Ryan Bader! Impressive in passing the biggest test of his career.
Mauricio Shogun Hua.
Shogun's hurt. He's hurt, Mike. He's wobbled.
Oh my! Spinning back elbow. Jones to the body. And it is all over!
Quentin Rampage Jackson.
Rampage has not been stopped in the octagon. That's what Jones wants. To be the first man in the UFC to stop Quentin Rampage Jackson. And it's all over! John Jones!
After that, he fought Lyoto Machida, Rashad Evans, Vitor Belfort.
Tonight he was taken into deep waters. Tonight he had a look of concern in his eyes and on his face after the first round against Machida. Oh!
John's got
It is all over! John Jones remains the UFC light heavyweight champion. A fight for the UFC light heavyweight championship.
big elbow.
Man, the elbows are the story in this fight.
Again, he hurt him.
And he knocked him with that elbow. Man,
Big right hand by John
it
Jones.
was the setup.
Clearly, John Jones has defended his title.
Undisputed champion of the world. Man, what another huge statement.
Oh, armbar! He's got it! He has got it right here! He might break that arm, Mike. Wow! It's a little high now. I think he's out. He's out. He's out. Wow. Now he's going for a Kimura.
It is all over!
That's it.
John Jones remains!
Chael Sonnen.
But dominant, and that's exactly what he plans on being tonight in our main event as he looks to shut up Chael Sonnen once and for all. Chael swarming on as Jones, big knee, looking to finish this fight early. All over him right here in the first round, and it's all over! John!
Alexander Gustafsson.
Here's a nice elbow. Caught him. Oh, that might have hurt him.
Yeah, that's it. Jones with a
Vicious knee and a vicious elbow. Both of these guys are pushed to their
spinning
limit.
this ball from Gustafsson.
What an incredible fight.
They're gonna go the distance.
Flying knee by Jones.
What a fight!
Unbelievable.
Glover Teixeira, Daniel Cormier, OSP, of St. Peru. Another fight with Daniel Cormier. Alexander Gustafsson again. Anthony Smith, Thiago Santos, Dominic Reyes, Cyril Kane, and now his most recent one that we saw at the beginning was Stipe Miocic. And out of those fights, Alexander Gustafsson was the toughest matchup for him. Alexander Gustafsson, out of all those people, and those are all, a lot of those guys are fucking legends, dude. They usually don't struggle as much as they did with John Jones. But he's just an animal, dude. He's a beast. But Alexander Gustafsson, his style just, they're built pretty similarly. The reach and everything, weight-wise, height. And it was the toughest matchup that John Jones has ever had. It was the closest that he has come to losing. That's why they did a rematch with it, but he beat him again. And so another reason, so a lot of those fights were in light heavyweight, and like I said, but now he is the heavyweight champion. He was the light heavyweight champion for a while, defending his belt against a bunch of people, and then he got stripped of the title of the belt because he had some controversies. I think it was when he was fighting with, or about to fight Daniel Cormier. I'm not sure. I think it was Cormier, but it was at UFC 182. He tested positive for cocaine. He had cocaine in his system, so he got a pretty big fine, and it got him in a little bit of trouble. And he also, prior to UFC 182, yeah, it was with Cormier, his testosterone, epitestosterone ratio was considered to be alarmingly low, which is usually a sign of somebody that was using steroids and then kind of backing off the steroids, and then their levels are kind of out of whack. So his levels were all kind of out of whack. So he had the cocaine in his system, and then his testosterone was kind of all over the place. So that didn't look good for him. And he also, so all of that didn't fare well for John Jones, but ultimately the reason that he ended up losing his title belt is because he was involved in a hit and run altercation. He was in a rental car and he ran into another car with a pregnant woman in there, and he fled the scene of the accident, and an off-duty officer actually saw it go down, and he thought that it looked like John Jones, and I guess John Jones actually came back to the crash and got some money out of the car, and then they found a pipe in there with marijuana in it, and they found paperwork that had John Jones' name on it, so he got in a little trouble for that. He had to turn himself in and then got bailed out, and what ended up happening was he lost his title belt. So, I mean, shitty situation, but he didn't lose his title belt from an actual fight. It just was a shitty situation for him. But the UFC took it away. So he was suspended for a while because of that. And then, I guess now he's back doing the damn thing. And, I mean, all his personal stuff aside, dude, that's why he was stripped from the title belt. And then his only loss to Matt Hamill was the stupid elbow disqualification thing. So, what are we talking about? Dude, he is seriously like the best reigning, defending UFC champion mixed martial artist that has ever competed in the sport. I don't know what else to tell you. He's the fucking GOAT, dude. The best of all time. And, yeah, he's, the toughest opponent John Jones has ever faced, aside from Alexander Gustafsson, is John Jones. Not too shabby. I don't know. We all go through shit. He's not going to be a perfect person, but he's as close as you can be to being a perfect mixed martial artist, in my opinion. So, shout out to the GOAT. One of the best of all time. John motherfucking Bones Jones, boy. Cool. Thanks for stopping by, guys. Catch you next time.